Hello, my name is Darius Carter, and today I'm going to be explaining some specific traits and also essential skills that I have that most social workers, if not all social workers, should have. I'm getting all my information from socialwork.buffalo.edu, and today I'm going to be answering 3 questions per trait. One is going to be my greatest challenge that I have, and so for the first one, my greatest challenge would be communication. I don't communicate very well, and so I'm going to get into the first 3 questions. So the first one is, what do you rate this? Why do you rate this scale? Why did you rate this skill as you did? I would rate communication as a number 1 because I grew up differently than the rest of most of my classmates, and I never learned great communication skills. I never learned how to actively listen to the other person before speaking back, and I always got very defensive, either in an argument, over a toy when I was a kid, or over a game system as I grew up, or just stuff like that. I'm learning to work on it. But yeah, so I think that's why I rated the skill as I did. How does this skill help health professionals? If you're able to communicate both effectively and very nicely, then you're going to be able to get through to that person. That person's also going to feel comfortable talking to you and communicating what they're feeling, maybe emotionally, physically, for me when I'm going to be a nurse, and stuff like that. So they're able to actually feel comfortable when they're talking to someone. If you don't feel comfortable, you're not going to express how you're feeling, or when you're feeling it, or what's making you feel those emotions and feelings. The last question for my first trait is, discuss how you plan to develop this skill further as you progress professionally. I think some things that could get me to help communicate better would be to actually actively listen, which is also on here, but it's not the one I'm focusing on. But if I'm able to actively listen and actually ask the right questions and listen to the person before they're done talking, before I start speaking above them or over them, and kind of controlling the emotions that I have whenever that stuff happens, it's going to be able to help me communicate more effectively. It's going to help me in my professional career as well. If I'm able to communicate not just only to patients, but also to other colleagues, it's going to help me out a lot more. I'm going to be able to be a nicer person. I'm going to be happier. I'm going to be listened to, and I'm also going to be able to listen to others to get another point of view that I know not always didn't have. Number 5 would be a skill that I'm okay at but still need some work, and I would say that one is going to be cultural competence. Now, cultural competence means that you were able to adapt and also learn and know about other cultures other than your own. Now, I didn't grow up anywhere else besides Muncie, Indiana, and so I wasn't able to have much cultural competence if I didn't go out and look for it, because a lot of our town is either, black or white, with most of us either being atheist or religious, which personally I'm religious, but anyways, that doesn't matter. I would say that learning on other cultures helps you gain another insight that you never had. And so if you're actually able to learn about another culture, you're going to be a lot better off. That's why I rated the skill the way I did. How does this skill help with health professionals? It'll help health professionals gain, like I said, another insight. Let's say someone who is a different religion than you and comes from a different cultural background. They're not trying to take a medicine because they're scared of it, or they don't know the repercussions. So you can talk to them, you can sit down with them, and you can explain it from your point of view, but then you also have to listen to what they're saying and why they don't want to take that. So then you're able to take that information they're sharing with you, and you're able to shape a different treatment plan for them so that they're able to, I guess, get the help that they actually need and not have to be struggling behind something that they don't want to do, because at the end of the day, if they don't want to do it and if it's against their culture, it's going to hurt them. And then how would this plan develop this, or how would I plan to develop this skill in the future as I progress professionally? I guess more research can be done on more than just one culture. What's the word I'm looking for? Involve myself in other things other than just the normal things that I do for my religion or my culture. I can go out and ask people questions, or like I have a lot of friends from different cultural backgrounds, but it's not like I'm always asking them questions. So it would be maybe more beneficial for me to kind of get a grasp on why they do the things they do, why they, I guess, worship who they worship, or where they came from and how it was growing up, because it's a lot different from how I was and where I was at that time. And then my last one would be number 10, and it's empathy. Or my number 10, my greatest strength is empathy. Now, as I go on, I may not have the best communication skills as stated in the first question, but I do have a lot of empathy, because empathy is something you want to have. You want to care for other people. I rated this skill the way I did because I've always, I guess, got the short end of the stick since growing up, so I always knew what it was like to be put upon or out or not having something. And so I really empathize with those kind of people, because I realize, hey, not everyone is the same. Not everyone is going to come from the same background you did, and not everyone has the same opportunities that you have or you may once had, you know. So everyone's different, so you always have to be looking out for the people who are different than you. This skill helps health professionals because they're not just looking at them as a paycheck and as just another patient, or as another mental case. If, you know, some people will literally think like that in the health profession field. They're thinking of it as, oh, this is someone I can help. This is just another brother or sister to me. This is someone who needs help and I can give it to them. I'm in that position. I studied so long. I'm able to sit down with this person and tell them what they need, but I'm also being nice about it. I'm being empathetic towards them. I plan to develop this skill further as I progress through my profession by just being the way I am, but also taking stuff from other people and learning that and integrating it into my life. If I see someone crying, instead of maybe when I'm busy, a lot of the times, like at work, for instance, I do see some people crying and I'll be like, I'm busy, but like, I'll be like, what's wrong? And then as I'm doing something, I kind of walk away. But maybe sitting down with someone and like just taking a pause in your time to make sure that person's okay, that's very empathetic. And so I think that that's just some of the things that I can add into my life now to be more empathetic towards people. Thank you.